Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
This is a little review of a pack of cavalry from Gripping Beast. Please refer to previous videos for what's going on. This is a commission order and I just thought I'd show the figures off before we sent them off. These troops are Mounted Vikings. It's Mounted Viking Pack 1 and he's wanted to use them as personalities. I thought this particular pack would suit best what he's after because he's wanting them each as an individual kind of character, and these seem to have quite a bit of character to them. Unlike my previous complaints about the horses on these figures seem to fit them a lot better. So I'm not going to talk about the horses in this video. The figures themselves look particularly nice. I've given this one a long Russian axe from the Vault box. You can also use a Viking axe from the Viking box. If you're getting these, you're probably more likely to have a Viking axe knocking around. The reason I went for a long handled axe for this particular figure was if you're on horseback, a short axe is pretty useless. You need something with a really long handle so you can sort of hit people slightly further away from your horse, because you are, after all, on horseback and you will fall off if you try to lunge with a sword. This guy, on the other hand, I have given a slightly smaller axe because I thought he looked a little bit more regal, a little bit more like an officer, and maybe a baron or something, and so I've given him a sort of smaller axe. It's still a long-handled axe, but it's not as long as the other axe, and that is from the Viking box. And I just thought that suited him a lot better than giving him a sword. And the last one, of course, you can see on the end, he's got a lance. Because, once again, if you're on horseback, you really want to be able to stab people rather than stab people with a long stick rather than get too close to them, where they could pull you off your horse or hurt your horse, whatever. It's much easier to have a big pointy thing. Also, if he's going to be an officer of sorts, then having a big lance to point things at is probably going to be useful. Ideas? Views?
You know, if you cut off the lead base,
Yeah.
will it just fall over?
Yes.
It's the weight of the horse.
If you look at plastic figures, I'll show you this chap. Plastic figures, you can just cut the base off straight and the figure just sticks straight to the base. However, with lead figures, it does take quite a lot of cutting to cut the bases off, and I have found from my own sad experimentation with these particular figures, well, my own figures from Gripping Beast rather, they are a little bit brittle and they can break quite easily. And given that this wasn't for me, had these been my figures, I would either change the horses or saw the feet off, but it's not my figures and I don't want to risk damaging them. I'm not bothered about damaging my own figures, that's no problem. It's just when it's someone else's, I don't want to really take risks by hacking and cutting at lead, really, because you can cause damage to them if you're not careful. In fact, depending on what type of lead that they use, and Gripping Beast lead tends to be quite brittle when you're trying to cut it. So it's not the good idea to cut the feet off these particular figures. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Was that helpful?
Kinda.
Huh. So you're supposed to be the voice of the viewer?
Yeah, I said kinda.
Yeah. Feel free to leave any comments in the comments bar. I can't actually get back to you. I keep trying to answer comments. I managed to answer one yesterday. I'm quite proud of that. It was the first time I typed the answer in and it went straight away. And then I tried to add something and it wouldn't let me. So there we go. So that's it really. Anything else to add?
No.
No? Well, thank you very much for watching, and he's going to do the outro.
So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of these different personalities. That's everything from me.
And everything from him. Goodbye.